Hello, boys and girls of Dreghorn and Springside Sunday School, and welcome to Jerusalem News with me, Dave Peston. On Tuesday, a woman named Mary was in Cana to attend a wedding. A large number of guests, including her son, a man named Jesus, also attended the wedding. Guests at the wedding were reportedly having a good time until the host ran out of wine. At that point, it seemed that the happy celebration might turn into a disaster. Some of the wedding guests thought that perhaps Jesus might have a solution to the problem, so they reported to him that they were out of wine. When told about the problem, Jesus at first seemed unwilling to do anything, but after some encouragement from his mother, he finally agreed to help. Eyewitnesses at the wedding reported that Jesus noticed several large water jars nearby and instructed some servants to fill them with water. After the jars had been filled, he told them to dip some water out of the jars and take it to the man who was in charge of serving the wine. When the wine steward tasted the water, he discovered that the water had been turned into wine. Wedding guests were amazed at the turn of events and said that the wine was the best they've ever tasted. As a result of this miraculous event, many people are following Jesus everywhere he goes, and many believe that he might even be the long-awaited Son of God. This is Dave Peston reporting for Jerusalem News. Actually, boys and girls, it's not Dave Peston. It's me, Dave Gregory, your Sunday school teacher. I know it's a little bit like Clark Kent into Superman, but it's a little bit better. Well, boys and girls, that was a news report about a miracle of Jesus turning water into wine. Now, that was actually Jesus' first miracle in the Bible. Okay, but before we go on to talk about that, I think it's very, very important that we establish what a miracle is. So, if you think you know what a miracle is, let's see some hands. Come on. Where are you, boys and girls? Yes, one at the back there, a starlight. Hello, Rachel Muir, standing tall and strong. What's your answer, Rachel? Oh, something that is beyond human capability. Well, a very good answer. Something that humans can't do. Yes, a very good answer, Rachel. What about the little ones? Have we got any little ones? Yes, little Duncan. Hello, Duncan. And what's your answer? Something that's out of this world. Yes, a very good answer too, Duncan. Well, I cheated when I looked at this, boys and girls. I looked at Google, and Google says that a miracle is something that can't be explained by nature or science. And that brings us very nicely on to God, boys and girls, because God is often described as a mystery. But of course, we know that God is all-loving, all-knowing, and of course, he's all-powerful. And in the Bible, he shares that power with his son Jesus, so Jesus can perform miracles. Now, let's look at this miracle in particular, this water into wine. And there's two main points we can learn from this miracle, boys and girls. And if we think about the story, it's not just Jesus that's involved in it. There's also his mother, Mary. And it's Mary who first approaches Jesus and said, "Oh, listen, son, they've run out of wine at the wedding. Can you do something?" Now, in the Bible, Jesus says something very, very important. He says, "My hour has not yet come." And what he means by that, boys and girls, is he's not ready to start his job. He's not ready to start the work that God gave him. And that is for him, of course, to spread God's word and teach us all how to act to one another. But in X Factor terms, he was not ready yet to start his journey. Okay? However, the first thing we learn about this story is, even though he wasn't ready, he still listened to his mother. And that reminds us of a very important commandment. Can anybody guess what commandment I'm talking about? Let's see. Yes. Tracy Reed, you got your hand up. What's your answer, Tracy? Very good. Respect your parents. Because let's face it, we've all been together a lot more than usual during lockdown. And I know it's been difficult at times, but we should always respect our parents. Because they've been on this earth a lot longer than you children. And they have the experience and the know-how. And we should always respect our parents. So that's the first thing we learn about this miracle. However, the second thing is very interesting as well. And that is that if you ran out of wine at a wedding, yes, of course, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for the hosts. But do you know what, boys and girls? It's not the biggest problem in the world. I mean, no one's starving, or no one's in need of water, or there's been no earthquake. Okay? It's just they've run out of wine. However, this shows us, boys and girls, that Jesus and God are always there, no matter how big or how small your problem is. So the main thing to remember, boys and girls, is never ever be scared to pray to God and Jesus about your problems and issues. Even if you think it's something very small. You might have a problem at school, you might have a problem with a friend or someone in the family. Always pray, and it'll always help you out, boys and girls. Okay? So two main points to remember from water into wine miracle story, and that is respect your parents, and of course, never ever think that your problems are too small for God or Jesus. They're there to listen to any problem, big or small. Right then, boys and girls, I thought, because this is my favourite miracle, I thought what I'd try and do is try and turn water into wine myself, because I'm sure all the grown-ups would like to know how to do this as well. Yeah? So, I need a bit of help, so Leanne, can you get me a glass of water, please? Huh? Daniel, can you get me a glass of water, please? Isla, can you get me a glass of water, please? Oh dear, will someone please get me some water? Oh no, not again. See you next time, boys and girls.